What's up guys, Sam Taggart, and I help scale home service-based businesses. So in this video, we're gonna walk through the difference of going and finding one customer as a business owner and finding one sales rep. Now, I watch most business owners misjudge their investment. So I'm gonna ask you two questions. One, if I gave you an investment where you could put in $100,000 and I said, hey, Mr. Business Owner, take your extra $100,000, give it to me, and I'll give you a 20% return on your money, guaranteed. Would you take me on it? You'd be like, no, how do you guarantee that? Let's just say I had a real estate deal or I was doing a lending program or something. I could guarantee you 20%. I guarantee you'd probably take me up on this deal. So the question is, if I were to spend 100 grand or have 100 grand as an investor, and I'm looking to get 20 grand back year one, year two, I hope to make 20 grand back. We're compounding, so maybe it's 22 grand, now it's 24 grand, and each year I'm making a compounding investment on my 100 grand. You would take me up on this. The problem is the second question I'm gonna ask, does somebody understand how to do that in their business? So you're like, I started a business and I bought a software. Did the software give me a return? I took my team to Cancun. Did my return on Cancun trip, was there a return? I took dinner with my business partner. What's the return, right? Like we have these expenses and then you're like, okay, where's the ROI on certain expenses? Now, some of them are really hard to actually calculate and it'd be really hard to go and build a financial model in a 5-10 minute video to show you how to do that. But I'm gonna show you how one customer has an ROI and one rep has an ROI. So what happens in most home service-based businesses is they say, I'm gonna go sell one customer that's gonna give me, let's say $30,000. So maybe the ROI is they give me, let's say 2 referrals that ended up being maybe another $30,000, $60,000. And so out of that one customer, I netted 90K. My net profit, let's say, is 15%. And I've got now, let's call it 12 grand. Great. So out of that, me, my energy, my time, my lead creation, whatever that is, I made 12 grand. The problem is most business owners, that's what they're chasing. And I'm like, you're getting stuck because your only investment of time, we're gonna call this, lead creation, and energy is so focused on getting another customer. What I've seen is when you can flip the script and say, what if I put my time, my lead creation, and my energy, and my focus on getting one new sales rep? And you're like, well, I don't have the leads created for him, or I don't know if I have the energy to manage the guy. And you're like, well, then you're never gonna scale a business. So if I can get one sales rep, and let's just pick an industry, let's pick windows, and the average guy's gonna do $1 million in revenue per year, and I net 15%. I'm making $15,000 or $150,000 on this guy. So I just took 12,000 and turned it into 150,000 because I bet you out of the same time, energy, and money it took you to get this one new customer that got you 2 new customers. So I literally got you 3 customers out of 1, like I was being very generous at 90 grand. It would probably take the same time and energy to go get 1 sales rep. The difference is most business owners don't think this way. Now, what is my ad spend? So now let's take this on an investing standpoint. Would you spend, let's say $2,000, knowing that you're gonna get 2 customers out of your 1, because you're good at referrals? Would you have a creation cost of acquisition of $2,000? Yeah, you're making 12. Would you do it for 1 customer? Because maybe you're making a third of that, so you're making 4,000. Would you spend 2,000 to make 4,000? All day. You're like, I'd spend 2 grand to make 4 grand all day. So the question is, what is the dollar amount I'm willing to spend to go get 150 grand? And this is where people get stuck, so listen up. And this is probably the most important part of this video. Would I spend $10,000 to make 150? Yes. Would I spend $50,000 to make 150? Yes. $75,000 to make 150? Yes. Why would I spend $750,000 to make 150,000? Because you just told me you would spend 2,000 to make 4,000. That's a 50% return on spend. It's just like scarier maybe spending $75,000 to get 1 sales rep to go make 150,000. And you're like, well, this isn't making sense. So now let's just take this math and say, where would I be in the right mind ever willing to spend $75,000 to get one sales rep? Well, if that guy sticks for another year, you have another $150,000 in profit, another year, another $150,000 profit, and hopefully over year 2 and 3, it gets better. So the question is what am I willing to invest in? And now let's break it down into my business costs. So to get a sales rep, I'm gonna break down what are the costs to go get a sales rep. One, depending on where you source salespeople, is most people are gonna think to spend money on Indeed. Typically, the cost per hire in the home service-based business is $400 to $600. So we're just gonna call $400 to $500. Where with Recruitomatic, we have ran data across over 100 businesses, and we know that this should be your number. We have some companies that are getting a 2% pull through. We're getting some companies a 15% pull through with our applicants. So when you're like, okay, I'll spend $400 to $500 to get a new hire, but then you say, okay, for every one new hire, depending on how good the company is, they're gonna have probably 1 out of 8 actually produce, meaning they stuck for longer than 6 months. So you're like, okay, it now is costing me 5 times 8, which would be $4,000 to get one producer. So you're like, okay, at $4,000, I got one guy that actually produced, but that's not the only cost. So now the second cost, so we're gonna go cost number 1. Cost number 2, you're gonna call it materials. So materials is gonna be, it costs me 8 shirts, hats, times 8. It costs me 8 logins to my software. It costs me probably other things we'll put into that. Next thing we're gonna put into this, we're gonna call this sales culture. How many times did I take these 8 people to Topgolf, lunch, we'll just call it golf. I like to golf, lunch, etc. So now we're like, okay, we got this thing. So let's just like hypothetically throw another $4,000 per guy, just because you're like, we bought him cool stuff, we spent a lot of money, I don't know. We'll just say it's $1,000 per guy on top of that. Now we're in at 8 grand. So we're in at 8 grand. What happens is most people in the first 6 months, they're freaking out going, oh my gosh, I need to stop spending money on ads. Because the reality is this is ads, right? So it depends on how fast and how much money you want to spend to go get this. Now there's a couple levers that I'm going to teach you guys to help get a better return on time. The first one, so I'm going to teach you 3 simple levers that I want you to focus on. The first one is what's my speed to sale? Because reps cost you a lot more money when you do not have an algorithm of, I get a rep selling within his first 5 days, or his first 2 weeks, or his first 30 days, depending on what you're selling. So how fast do I get him for speed to sale? Second one is speed to pay. And then the third one is speed to integrate. So the problem with some companies, so take like, we just started a company on a roofing thing, and they're in Florida where it takes them like 90 days to get paid. So even if I started day 1, my first paycheck wouldn't be until 90 days from now. How the heck is that guy gonna pay his bills when he can't go in his first 90 days without getting a commission check? So you've got to figure out ways that he can get paid, whether it's through training pay, whether it's through an advance, whether it's through inspection or appointment pay or lead pay, etc., that you need to bank load this until you go collect check. So the next piece is speed to integrate. Most of the time, because you have this funnel where you hired 8 and you kept 1, these 7 that quit every 2 weeks, because we help companies onboard every week or every 2 weeks, where we do this every 2 weeks with Recruitomatic. What happens is every 2 weeks we bring on new clients, well then this starts a clock over again. But because they're seeing 7 people quit, and what the obvious in the room is 7 people quit, 7 people quit, 7 people quit. Let's just say that you're seeing a high turnover, which I hope it's not the case, but in like really incompetent companies, it tends to be the case. Your focus is so much on, why would I care about any of these people if most of them aren't going to be here in the next 3 to 6 months? So now the question is how do I avoid that mentality and focus on the one? To where if I had 1 new guy every 2 weeks that was going to stick for 6 months, What a cool opportunity, because that's $150,000, that's $150,000, that's $150,000. And even if it was a fraction of that, it would be astronomical for my company. So obviously in other videos, we're gonna teach you how to give training, how to do that. And if you wanna book a call with us to teach you how to do this, or if you want us just to do it for you, we could do that. But the real question is as a business owner, let's go back to the initial question, which is, would you, as a business owner, find it more smart to go put your time and energy to go get this, which is gonna pay you $4,000 to $12,000, or get this, which could potentially pay you 150 grand, and what's that worth to you? And I promise you, it's not a trick question. So if you want more details, click schedule a call with us. We're happy to go into it, but I hope this just shifted the mentality of how you're seeing things and how you could start thinking like an investor, because a lot of you, when you listen to this, would have said yes to this. So even if you only got a 20% return on that money, that we'll call it 20 grand you spent on recruiting, even if it returned 4 grand, that would be a good return according to this. Because the best investment you could be making is into your business, as long as you know how to track the ROI. Because you're the one that gets to drive your business. Instead of going and investing in a stock where they are the ones driving the business, you get to go force the appreciation because you're in the driver's seat.